Hey there, speedsters, I'm the Comics Kid 2099, here to talk to you about an episode of Superman the Animated Series. Today, I will be talking about the episode Speed Freaks. If you haven't seen it, you better watch it now before I get into the plot synopsis coming at you in 1 second. Flash and Superman are running a race for charity, but their race is interrupted by the hijinks of a con artist Flash has faced before, Mark Martin, now calling himself the Weather Wizard thanks to a machine his brother invented. While Superman and Flash butt heads a little bit, they are able to work together to save lives and stop Martin before he does any further damage. By the end of the episode, they're friendly with each other and are ready to finish the race that they have started. So I guess the first thing to note about this episode isn't a critical denouement or anything like that. The Flash is voiced by an actor I don't believe I've heard of before, Charlie Schlatter. It was really weird for me hearing Schlatter as the Flash since I'm so used to Michael Rosenbaum's version of the Flash in the DC animated universe. Like I said, not a mind-blowing observation, but I thought it was worth mentioning. As for the episode itself, I think it was fine, but I'm torn between thinking it needed to be longer so that we could get more of a feel for Flash's real personality beyond his showmanship at the beginning of the episode, and also thinking that even clocking in at 22 minutes, there was barely any story here as is, so it didn't need to be drawn out further. I do think that Superman deciding that Flash is alright at the end of the episode seemed a little sudden, because we really hadn't gotten much of a chance to get to know the Flash yet. We see him help Superman a couple of times, but he's still pretty arrogant and pig-headed in these instances, so Superman and Flash deciding to be friends at the end seemed more perfunctory than anything. In some ways, this episode is kind of a precursor to the JLU episode Flash and Substance, where Orion didn't think much of Flash at the beginning, but came to respect him more at the end of the episode. Except that in that episode, it felt like it had been earned, where I don't think it has been in this episode. Maybe it would have helped if Flash had been the one who saw the ship with the oil spill and suggested that they put the race on hold. Sure, it's Superman's show, so it feels like you're taking something away from Superman's moment if you do that, but Superman has a chance to do something cool in every episode. And I think this would have gone a long way towards showing that while the Flash might be overbearing for the sake of publicity, he really is a hero at heart. As is, I hate to say it, but it almost feels like the only reason he comes to help with the oil spill is because he wants to win the race fair and square and doesn't want Superman whining about making a pit stop to be a hero if Flash took advantage of that break to win the race. I know that's not the case, but that's kind of the point. The episode doesn't do much to develop Flash even in such a short span of time, so I really can't tell what his personality is like. If the episode wasn't going to do much to explore the character of the Flash, then I would at least hope we could make up for that by delving into the baddie of the episode. But unfortunately, he is even less compelling than the Flash here. Nothing against Miguel Ferrer, he gives the appropriate menace for this character, but the character himself just isn't that interesting. He has a weather machine that he tends to use for blackmail. Admittedly, if I was a lowlife with a weather machine, that's exactly what I would use it for, but out of all the villains you could pull from the Flash's rogues gallery, why Weather Wizard? I'm sure there are fans of this character out there, but even the fans have to admit that Flash has better villains, right? Dr. Alchemy would have been good. He could create kryptonite from nothing, and then maybe a terrorist organization finds out about him, and they kidnap him so that they can have their own source of kryptonite. Or if you want to stick to the race for charity thing that this episode does, maybe the Thinker. Maybe he's already pretty smart, but he wants to be smarter, so he fixes the race so that no matter who wins, somehow the outcome of the race increases his intellect. Sort of like the Key from that one storyline in Grant Morrison and Howard Porter's JLA run. My point is, Weather Wizard is a pretty standard baddie, and if you're going to half-butt it on the Flash in this episode, you should have at least used a more interesting villain here. It may sound like I hated this episode, but I really didn't. I enjoyed it well enough, but it's one of those episodes that is hard to say anything about at all. I didn't hate it, but it could have been quite a bit better. So those are my thoughts on this episode. What did you guys think of the episode and of my review? Let me know in the comments below, and in the meantime, I will see you guys next week with other videos. Catch you later.